I'm Dr. Fred Ogola, Senior Lecturer, Strategy and Execution at Strathmore Business School. I also run a consultancy firm called TBS. Today, I want to talk to you about the power of proactive thinking. Just to give us a little bit of an anecdote here. This morning, I went to the gym. Before I started workout, there's a gentleman who was using one of the machines. Then I went to ask him, how many sets do you have? And he told me that he doesn't know. He's just working out, and when he gets exhausted, he'll move. Well, in the beginning, this looks very exciting because whenever I go to the gym, I usually know how many sets do I want to do per exercise. But for him, he was feeling like this guy who is relaxed, who can be able to do the number of sets that he likes. So in the beginning, I thought that is great. Then later I said, oh, by the way, even if that looks great, is that the best way to look at life? Maybe you can judge. Maybe those looks like gym domestics, but the most important thing is what do we learn from here? As executives may be listening to me, or for example, if you're a businessman listening to me, or if you're just any other person who wants to achieve anything in your career listening to me, you may discover that being laissez-faire by saying, I will try and see what I can achieve does not help much. For instance, if you're an executive, you've just started your career, and in the process of starting your career, there are always very lucrative opportunities that can either make or break your career. For example, if you work to a company, and you know very well that you want to be a CEO one day, or that you want to be a CEO after so many years, let's say 5 years, you may discover that there are so many things that you may actually have to focus on, rather than if you go to work saying, I will just work and see how my career goes. Because if you just start working somewhere knowing that you'll see how your career goes, you may find that all distractions that can ever distract your career can actually overcome you. But if you know you want to be a CEO one day, you'll be working when you are highly focused. You avoid the things that can stop you from achieving the career growth you want, and focus on the things that make you be able to achieve the career growth that you're looking for. I've seen some people that have worked so hard, and when they are just about to become CEOs, when interviews are being done in the board, you discover that this guy was mentioned in some fraud cases that was very minor, that he could actually avoid it had he known that he wanted to become a CEO. Or maybe, for example, he did not take up certain jobs that were able to compromise his possibility of becoming a CEO. We've seen a very serious case even in the Vatican, where one of the cardinals, which was a front runner to become actually a pope if possible, had to answer to several questions which he did when he was still a bishop because of sexual abuse. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you have made up your mind that you want to achieve certain things in life, you avoid the things that can distract you. Let's say, for example, you're an entrepreneur, and you know very well you want to build your company to become a corporation. Forget about making it only become an SME. Do you know that the journey you will be walking will be demonstrated by the fact that you have a desire to achieve certain goals in life? Let's assume, for example, you have made up your mind that this year I'm going to focus on my career development, but I'm not going to get married in the next 3 years. You discover that all the things that can distract you will never manage to distract you because you're so focused. I've seen this in my personal life. I've seen guys whom we went to study with, and when we reached studies, they were distracted by social life and they forgot their academic life. So the best thing I'm trying to state here is that if this young man who told me that he doesn't know how many sets he wanted to do before he leaves, he could have done less, or maybe he could have done more. But the point is that he had not made up his mind. So proactive thinking is about knowing exactly what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it, and once you outline that, then you are able to focus your mind so that the distractions that come in life do not sway you away. Even if you're doing investments, you've known this year I want to invest on liquid assets, not on immovable assets, then you are not going to be swayed by people who want to sell you land, for example. You will be focusing on investing in areas that makes you more liquid rather than areas that just makes you have many assets but very less liquidity. So that is the reason why I say it's important to really have proactive thinking, because proactive thinking gives you what is called the power of a made-up mind. Thank you.